Found out that the 9-year I have been raising is not my son. The shock is still too fresh for you to know what to do, but one thing is clear: the child is blameless. You are his father regardless of the genetic factors. You loved him yesterday and you will again love him tomorrow. The sin of the mother is not the son's, but you will not be able to feel that for a while. So get to a counselor. Couples counseling can wait a bit, as you need to deal with your feelings about your son as soon as possible, and soonish your feelings for your wife. Your wife did a stupid and bad thing. Show yourself that you are a whole lot better than her standards of behavior, and do the right thing by your son here. In time, when some of this crap is behind you, you will like yourself a whole lot better for having done so. And in time, if when your son learns his history and he reflects on your behaviors, he will think all the better of you too. Do not abandon the boy in order to avoid the pain of dealing with your wife. Then all three of you get hurt. You gotta be the adult here and protect him. He will find out the truth in time, and if you dump on him now and then he finds out the truth, he will have a bad relationship with his mother. Perhaps no relationship with you, and also feel bad as he was what broke you two up. So start the hard work with a counselor as soon as possible, so he does not end up majorly damaged. You can do it, man. I have not had this exact experience, but have dealt with in my own life so pretty nasty shit similar to this, and it does all work out in the end. Pain, anger, hate, etc. All the bad emotions will be felt, and then you end up on the other side knowing yourself better than you ever did before. And you end up with a new relationship with your son, which will evolve as he finds out the truth too. Just do not let the boy be caught in any emotional blast zones. Genes or not, he is your son. Please treat him right. Something similar happened to me recently. My ex-wife and I divorced 10 years ago. For the last 10 years I have had joint custody of my 14-year-old son. 6 months ago her boyfriend dumped her and kicked her out, leaving her homeless. And I had to find out through a third party that my son was actually living at his aunt's house. When I confronted my ex-wife about this, insisting that if he had one stable parent, he should live with that parent, not an aunt, she said that she would be getting her stuff together soon. 6 weeks later she emailed me saying she had just done a DNA test and that my son was actually fathered by her co-worker from 15 years ago. Apparently she had tracked down the father and asked him to do one of those 99 home paternity test kits. A few days later I got a copy of the paperwork in the mail. I was crushed. I called in sick for I don't know how long, and then drank myself stupid for about a week, while thinking some of the craziest, most angry, spiteful, retaliatory bullshit a guy could conceive of. I mean, I seriously wanted to stab this bitch in the uterus with a rusty screwdriver. After about a week of this, I managed to pick myself up, dust myself off, and call my son to tell him that I may not be his father, but I'm still his dad, goddammit. I told him that no piece of paper is ever going to change that. I told him that he is everything, that he is because of how I raised him. I said that I would always love him. You know what he said? Good. Because I was worried that you had leave me when you got the news. Too long didn't he? Read, your wife may be the biggest cunt on earth for doing this, but your son is your son no matter what. He needs you, man. First, I feel terrible for you. However, you need to think about some of your legal options. In many states, the statute of limitation starts running the day you knew, or should reasonably have known, that the child was not yours. If you ever plan on getting divorced, a lot of custody issues will come up concerning this child. For child custody money issues concerning the child, should it ever come up, it is important that you get your legal ducks in a row. I would recommend talking to an attorney about what you may need to do to clear up any potential future disasters. I'm attorney also, and 100% agree with the advice above. That being said, I think in conjunction with seeing an attorney, you need to schedule marital counseling as soon as possible. You may also want to schedule some individual appointments for yourself. Strangely, maybe how you composed your post, it seems that you truly love this woman and enjoy having built a family with her. Regardless of the DNA, you raised this boy. He is your son. We only get one shot at this thing called life. You are not a pussy for staying. You are strong and fighting for what you love and believe in. I think it has been said 1,000 times over here, but take care of yourself and protect yourself. too long didn't he? Read, get legal advice and seek counseling ASAP. He is your son. You have raised him for 9 ducking years. 9 years of bedtime stories. 9 years of hugs. 9 years of him calling you dad. That is the stuff of fatherhood. No genes can ever change that. Your wife made a terrible mistake, but none of it was your child's fault. He is going to be going through some very difficult times ahead, and he will be needing his father. Be there for him. OP, be careful of how Reddit responds. You are angry, and some of the responses will be bold and not thought out. Wait before considering that advice. Good luck. He is your kid, man. I'm a kid raised by a man. That was not my father. But let me tell you, he was a million times more of a dad than my actual father ever could be. He needs you. You guys should consider going in for marriage counseling. You have all had a happy life together, and I personally think it would be awful to throw everything away so suddenly, and especially at a time like this. You are obviously devastated, but for your son's sake, man the duck up. My dad left when I was 2, but my stepdad has been in my life since I was 7. Duck the DNA. He is my dad. Even though as a kid I would abuse the old "you cannot tell me what to do, you are not my dad" routine. He has been a million times more of a dad than my biological father was. Your son needs you now more than ever. For his sake, you need to deal with this and duck your cheating bitch of a wife. Take all your age out on her. But if you raised this kid for 9 years, he is yours, and it sounds like he needs you badly right now. Same way sperm donor left when I was not even a year old. My stepdad has been in my life for 24 out of the 25 years. He is my dad. Hug your son and let him know how much you actually do love him. I cannot help but think she is a complete and total ducking bitch for not only cheating in the first place, but then for actually having the kid, and then again for not telling you. Holy duck. This is completely 100% her fault. Already written, but just to confirm, if it helps, this shit is far too common. Best friend works in a clinic where they need to light a kid's fathers daily, because the common procedure they use reveals if the father is the biological father of the kid. But this info is not disclosed because it is not asked for. It is just revealed in the procedure. They are not supposed to tell. He says the situation arises in about 1 in 15, and they see far more patients in a day, so daily poker facing becomes a routine. For some reason this type of behavior is embedded in our human mating behavior matrix. It sickens me to think that it is that way, but this is what women have been doing since forever. In evolutionary terms, I'm just speculating, but maybe women choose different people for actually making a child and raising a child. Maybe at a subconscious level, the father figure is who they want to raise their child with, but they consider fitter opportunities for the kid's genetic material who is rarely fit for raising the said baby. I'm sure no one actually consciously thinks this way, but since this is very common among humans, this behavior pattern might be explained by a bias towards this kind of thing. I'm sure you will come to good terms with your son soon. You should not let your wife feel that you have something against your son, because that will only make her feel better about herself. Be there for your son. I know you will, and she will feel more ashamed for what she did.